football. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, the real fight on the card, the real main event on this card, and I was telling you guys, if you guys watched the live, I was saying that this was the fight. Even in the lives earlier in the week, I said that this was the fight that really mattered as far as from a competitive standpoint. This is the only fight that really meant anything on paper before the fights actually took place. And that fight was Rashidi Ellis versus Roiman Villa. Now, this was one of the best fights I've seen in this sorry-ass welterweight division in a long time. I got to be honest. That's why you will not hear me badmouth Villa, when we shouldn't, because he did his thing. And you will not hear me badmouth Ellis because he did his thing. These guys both put on one of the best fights in the welterweight division that I can remember. And, you know, with the two divas at the top of the division with the belts not wanting to fight, Stanionis pulling out of the Virgil Ortiz fight because of an injury, and just all the other craziness going on in the division. You know, Conor Ben being on PEDs, the Jerron Ennis now not looking all that great against Karen Chukajan. You know, this to me was the bright spot of last night. One of the brightest spots in boxing, because this division is horrible. I hate this division. It's bad. Rashidi Ellis. This is a guy that has beaten some good fighters in the past. You know, had some decent hype a couple years ago, and you know, a lot of people, myself included, talked highly of him, and I still do. He was taking on Roiman Villa. Villa, you know, tall, pressure fighter, coming off that win over Janelson Figueroa on Showbox. Looking to make a name for himself, and the fight went the first like 7-8 rounds of this fight went pretty much how I thought it would go. Like, I thought Rashidi Ellis would get off to a great start, bank a lot of the earlier rounds, and as the fight went on, I thought that his punches would lose steam, and I thought that Villa would come on strong, and in the last 3 rounds, like those championship rounds, those were going to be rounds where Ellis had to really grind it out, you know, because you know, Villa was going to come with his best, and Ellis wasn't going to have anything to offer so far as punching power that was going to make, you know, Villa have to worry. And that's exactly what happened. You know, Villa really, in them last 3 rounds, he fought his ass off. Scored 2 knockdowns. Scored a knockdown in the last, like, 5 seconds of round number 12. And the referees, the decision was a majority decision, 114-112. Now, I didn't score the fight, so I'm not going to sit here and say robbery, but I thought it was a great fight. Like, honestly, even though Rashidi Ellis got his ass knocked out, or not knocked out, but he got dropped, and you know, people are going to shit on him because that's how boxing is. It's a very emotional sport. But yeah, like I was saying, I've got nothing bad to say about Rashidi Ellis at all. Because he, you know, it takes 2 to tango. And like I said, nobody else in this division doing anything. So respect to both men for putting on one of the best fights the welterweight division's had in quite some time. His style, right? Like, the reason why he has problems in the back part of fights is because his style is a style that, because he throws a lot of arm punches and he boxes a lot on his toes, and he doesn't turn his punches over all the way sometimes. His style is a style that's predicated on speed and output. And to fight that style, especially at this level of boxing, you got to be a very active fighter, getting a lot of fights. He hasn't had a lot of fights, so that's one of the reasons why I believe it became very problematic for him down the stretch with Roiman Villa. But Roiman Villa, shout out to him, man. A lot of people are calling him the new Marcos Maidana, because I think his record was almost the same as when Maidana fought Victor Ortiz and beat him. So he's a new player in the welterweight division now. I loved his attitude after the fight. He said, look, he'll give Ellis a rematch if he wants it. And you know what? Truth be told, there's nothing else happening in this weight class. You know, if we got to wait on Crawford and Spence and Ennis and all these other guys, nothing will ever happen in this division. So give me the rematch. Give me the rematch. You know, pay these guys great, because to me, they really did put on one of the best, not just welterweight fights I've seen in a while, but, you know, fights in general, just I've seen in a while. And I watch a lot of boxing, so it's like, you know, that's not a small statement for me. But you know, as far as Villa, if he doesn't fight Ellis next, then I think there's a lot of options for him. I mean, we're hearing a lot of people make excuses for why Jaron Ennis didn't look good against Karen Chukajan and all this stuff. Okay, so if Karen Chukajan moved, then put him in there with somebody who comes forward and doesn't throw a jab. And Roiman Villa, let's see how it looks against Roiman Villa. Roiman Villa is pretty strong. Roiman Villa can punch. If we can't get the Villa Ellis rematch, then put Ennis in there with Villa, because Villa's coming off a great win. Villa now was, with that win, starting to put together a nice little resume at welterweight. Janelson Figueroa, Rashidi Ellis back-to-back. Those are some good quality wins to have in this weight class. So, shout out to him. Rashidi Ellis, I think, has to look in the mirror a little bit now, because, this is a guy that people, myself, I'm going to point myself out, said that a lot of guys were avoiding, and that was true to a point. But then there's also people that say, and Golden Boy saying that he ducked Virgil Ortiz, and so for people who don't like Rashidi Ellis and that don't like his style, last night gave them all the ammunition they needed to shit on him, because he was great 7 rounds, 7.5 rounds in the fight, but you saw it from round 8. You kind of knew what kind of fight it was going to be down the stretch. You knew it was going to be a fight where Ellis was going to have to grind it out. And the most alarming thing for me from Rashidi Ellis was when he got punched and Villa really started to make his presence known, hitting him with hard, left hooks and uppercuts and things of that nature. What really was alarming was the fact that Rashidi Ellis didn't have many answers as far as the defense is concerned. Every time this guy got close to him, he just held and held and held and did more holding and more holding and more holding, and got to a point where it didn't work, and Villa threw everything at the kitchen sink at him. So he's got to make some tweaks. I would love to see a rematch, because now these two know each other. And let's make it happen. These guys right now, as far as I'm concerned, at 147, Rashidi Ellis and Roiman Villa are the only ones who have made anything happen in the last year and some change. So pay these men what they're worth. Let them headline the show. If at all possible, take the fight to a smaller venue and let them headline the show and pay them accordingly, because this is what boxing was all about. To me, I'm not going to shit on nobody. I thought to me they're both winners. I think that everybody won. The fans won. The fighters put on a great fight, and I'm not going to shit on Rashidi Ellis for losing, and I'm not going to shit on Roiman Villa or anybody, because this was a reminder. Like, this fight was actually a reminder to me of just how great the welterweight division can be when guys actually step to the plate and fight each other and don't do all this bullshit. So that's my thoughts on the fight. Let me know what you guys thought about Rashidi Ellis versus Roiman Villa. Roiman Villa, a.k.a. the new Marcos Maidana. We got a new player in the welterweight division, so make of that what you will. But leave your comments down below. Let me know who you want to see Roiman Villa fight. Would you guys like to see the rematch? And do you guys think Rashidi Ellis could win the rematch? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.